Hola, it's Amy, and I am here in the office today to talk to you about another piece of paperwork that can commonly be seen when we are buying and selling properties. Last time we talked a little bit about the form that we give out to help when you're making an offer, but today we're going to be talking about energy efficiency certificates. Now, this is something very important whether you're buying or selling, especially if you're a seller. Now, if you're a seller, you are legally obliged by EU law to provide this certificate when you're selling your property, and you can get quite large fines if you do not do so. Now, this is something, again, the seller must provide, but it is important for the buyer too. So what is an energy efficiency certificate? It can be commonly confused with a certificate to certify the electrical safety or the electrical installation of your property. But that's not what this is. This is for the energy efficiency, so the amount of energy that your property consumes and the amount of CO2 that your property emits. That means that the architect, because you normally need an architect to do one of these, or somebody that's a technician that's certified, they'll have to come to your property and they will look at the gas installation, where your heating comes from, the windows, the type of windows you have, the year that the property was built in, and the general state and quality of the property, to determine how much energy that your property uses and how much CO2 that your property emits. Now, this is again required by EU law, and there are quite big fines if you don't provide them. So it's very important that you do so. If you are advertising with an agency and you haven't had a technician round to do one of these, I would check that one has been done, because again, it's very important. Now, it is very important for a seller. It's slightly less important for a buyer, because in this area, in the south of Spain, the energy efficiency that you're given, which I don't know whether you can see on here, but you're given an A, B, C, D, E, F or G. A lot of the ones in these areas tend to be quite low, and that's not because they're bad buildings, and it's not because they're not energy efficient. It's just that compared to all of the other properties in Europe, the energy efficiency of properties here tends to be a little lower. It doesn't mean that your property is going to be cold in the winter or too hot in the summer. It's just due to the formula that gets filled out and the way that these certificates are filled in. Properties in these areas rarely tend to have high energy efficiency ratings, but it's something that will be passed on to you as a buyer when you're a notary, and these are valid for 10 years. So if you're buying and selling within 10 years of initially owning the property, then you would still have one in date from your initial purchase of the property, which is something a lot of people don't know, and it's important to remember. If you aren't sure about any energy efficiency certificates or have any other questions, then do get in touch, because we know technicians that can order these for you if you don't have them, or if you just need any more information, we're here and happy to chat. Thank you very much, and until the next time, when we will talk about yet more paperwork that is important when you're buying and selling a property. Thank you very much. Goodbye.